Nicely done. Hey, the government sent billions to Detroit saying the car makers are too big to fail, and now we're hearing that structured bankruptcy might be the way to go after all. That's a live look at the new man in charge, GM CEO Fritz Henderson, holding a news conference live at this hour in Detroit. Okay, you'll see Fritz in a moment. That is Rick Wagoner, the man in the hot seat over the weekend. This after President Obama fired him and issued new marching orders for Detroit. The latest step toward our government having a bigger and bigger say over our lives. And John O'Hara is from the Heartland Institute and the New American Tea Party Coalition. That's a group with some concerns about all this stuff. And John, welcome here. Good morning to you from the Windy City.
Thanks, Bill.
What do you make of what's happening with GM now? What is your position on that?
There's a lot of hoopla about whether or not President Obama should have fired Mr. Wagner. I think the debate, though, it's sort of getting the real thrust of what's going on here is getting lost in the debate. The real problem is that the government's involved in GM in the first place, and that taxpayers are on the hook. I think that's something we need to remember. Maybe it is or isn't the right move to get rid of Mr. Wagner. But that's something that a private corporation should be deciding, not elected officials.
Well, do you think that, I followed your organization, it's all over the internet now, and frankly I was stunned to see a month ago in my hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio, 5,000 people show up on a Sunday afternoon to be part of this Tea Party. Then a week later in Orlando, Florida, they had close to 5,000 there again. This is a grassroots movement that's spreading across the country, and I want to know from your perspective, at what point did it put you over the top, or what point did you say, you know what, we have to make a move on this?
Well, going back to February 27th, when we first put one together in front of the White House, my buddy J.P. Ferrer at the American Spectator called me up and said, do you think we could get some momentum behind this? I said, absolutely. We got together with some friends at different organizations and got a coalition together. And we had a few hundred people show up in front of the White House on very short notice. Concurrently across the country, there were tons of other ones in about 40 different cities that got extensive press coverage, and ever since then, it's really taken off.
I guess, let me just be more specific, John. What was the event that triggered your outrage?
The event, I don't think it's one thing. I think it's a general trend of reckless government spending. I don't think there's one event. I think it's been boiling up in folks across the country, and people are showing their frustration in these tea parties. And like you said, it's a genuine grassroots movement. Folks are very, very frustrated. There's no one.
I want to try and pick at three things here if I could. Are you more ticked off at Democrats or Republicans, or is it equal billing?
I think it's equal billing. It started in the last administration with the first round of bailouts. But you know, lately, Democrats are obviously in control on the Hill and the White House. And they've been leading the charge on a rash of outrageous government spending and intervention into private corporations. And so lately it's Democrats, but you know, there's folks on both sides that are to blame.
Do you think the White House, or more specifically, maybe even your own Congress members, are they hearing your call?
I think they are. I think, how can you ignore it? Like, as you said, thousands and thousands of people are showing up in cities across the country, and you know, they're going to have to listen, or they might find themselves out of a job in 2010 and 2012.
John, I have 10 seconds here, and I want you to answer the most important question of all. Where's this going? What's the end game?
The end game is for politicians to wise up and listen to the will of the people, and that's to stop spending. Americans are tightening their belts in difficult times, and they expect the government to do the same.
John O'Hara, thank you for your time out of Chicago, Illinois.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.